Everyone, my name is Angie. So glad to have you. If you like some good down-home country cooking, you've come to the right place. If you like things that are pretty easy to get on the table, don't take you all day long in the kitchen, well, I've got you covered there too. We got some yummy stuff this week, including a family night that we haven't had in a while. So stay tuned for all of this. Let's get right on into the video. Welcome to the kitchen where James is performing magic on this meat. He is a wonderful seasoner, smoker. He just has the touch when it comes to things like this. So we had this pork butt or pork shoulder in the freezer. We got that out to thaw, and he is just putting a rub on there, mustard, barbecue, and then all sorts of dry seasonings. I'm just kind of helping him a little bit by putting things on there when his hands are already got sauce all over him and all that, so I can just come in and do what he tells me to do, and that's quite all right with me. So after he got this all seasoned up, he put this on the smoker for a couple of hours, and then we pulled it off, let it cool down, put it in the refrigerator, and then the next day I put it in the crock pot and let it cook all day. This is last week for family night. So this is how we were able to do it. He doesn't have all day to be here with the smoker, and I don't know how to do that. So we put it on for a little while in the evening, and then I finish it off with the crock pot, and it works out just great. Good morning, everybody. It is family night tonight. I'm so excited. We haven't had family night in a long time, pretty much the whole month of July, I think. It has just been busy, and we've seen each other and done a lot of things together, but we haven't been here eating dinner at our house. So I'm so excited. So this is, I've got another couple things I'll show you I've already done, but let me just show you this. I am getting this started. I found this recipe a couple weeks ago, and it looked so good. I couldn't wait to make it. So I'm starting off here with 3 pounds of these little gold potatoes. I bought 2 bags that are 1.5 pounds each, and these are just these small gold potatoes. You know, some of them are a little bigger than others, but that's what I'm starting off with. And they have been washed, and a couple places I trimmed looked like they had been hit with a shovel when they were being dug, or hit with some sort of equipment to dig them out of the ground. So I just want them nice and cleaned up, and I put them in this more casserole style crock pot that I have, because my other crock pot has something else in it, and I'm telling you what, if my battery light is not flashing. Let me see if I can get through this. So I am going to season these up. The recipe called for onion powder, garlic powder, and crushed red pepper. And she said start off with about a teaspoon each, but she also said, same thing I say, follow your heart, season them how you want to season them, but you want them good and seasoned. So onion powder, garlic powder, and crushed red pepper. So I'm not gonna add a bunch. I don't want it to be spicy, but I'm gonna add what she said to add. And then you go in with this beefy onion mix is what I have. She said the onion or the beefy onion, either one's fine. She had the beefy onion, so that's what I bought. And oh my goodness, the flavor this is gonna provide. I am so sure about that. Then you go in with 2 cups of chicken broth, or 1 15-ounce can. You know, thereabouts, nothing's real set, well, it's probably set in stone, but a little more, a little less on the chicken broth is probably not going to hurt anything. And the last ingredient is a stick of butter. I'm going to plop that on the top. Let me grab my butter. Okay, and there's my stick of butter. Hers was melted and she poured it throughout, but I'm not going to melt mine. It will melt just fine in here as this is cooking. So I'm going to get the lid on. She said she did this on high for a couple of hours. I'm going to put mine on low and just do it for several hours. I think it's going to be the method I'm going to go for today. And she said that this was the most tender delicious potato and very, very flavorful. So I'm so excited to try this. And I will link, I can't think of the name of her channel, but I will link it below. So lid on and cook, potatoes cook. These are gonna be good. And I showed you a little bit of this last night. I don't think I got any clips of it actually on the smoker though, but we put this pork butt on the smoker for a couple hours last night, brought it in, let it cool a little bit, and put it in the fridge. And then now it is in the crock pot, and it's gonna be going low and slow all day for pulled pork tonight. It's gonna be so good. Okay, another thing I am making tonight for family night, I am gonna use a bag of frozen corn, and then I'm going to use a can of this skillet. It's cream style skillet corn by Glory, and if you've ever used the Glory brand, they're usually seasoned up pretty well, but I'm going to experiment tonight just for fun. I bought this not long ago. I've never seen this one before, so I'm going to mix these two together, and then I'm just going to see what it tastes like and decide if I need to add anything else, like some cream, heavy cream, milk, sour cream. I don't know. We'll just see as we go. I just thought this might be a combo that would make it not so creamy. We'll give a little bit more texture, I guess. That's probably what I don't love about cream style corn, I think, is the texture. Anyhow, let's see what happens. Okay, I debated on using my cast iron skillet, but I think I'm just gonna use my caraway skillet here. I got a little butter melting in there. And before I add in the cream style corn, I'm just gonna saute this corn a little bit in this butter and a little bit of seasoning and kind of maybe get a little bit of color on it, we'll see. I recently bought this Kinder's caramelized onion butter. If it'll focus. Oh my goodness, this is really good. We are liking it. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of that. I feel like the Kinder seasonings are pretty salty though, so just don't go crazy with it until you try it. And this one, the first listed seasoning is sea salt. So once you use something like this, don't add a lot of salt to it until you are sure. And then I'm gonna go in with just a little bit of red pepper flakes. All right, let's make sure that butter is distributed. And I'm just gonna let this fry up for just a few minutes. Okay, look how good this looks. Starting to get a little color on it. I'm sure I've purchased this Aldi frozen corn before, and it makes sense that I would have, but I don't know. But it sure looks great. I'm gonna try a little piece and see if it's sweet. Pretty sweet. Okay. Now I'm gonna go in with this Glory brand skillet. It's actually pretty decent sized kernels in here, so it's not super, super, I guess, what am I trying to say? So the cream style corn sometimes is, you can't even see the kernels, like it's been, what am I trying to say? Ground up so much that you can't see the kernels. Find my word here. Okay, so that's actually not as fine or as, you know, pulverized, smooth, whatever. I'm gonna think here what I'm gonna add to this. I'll be right back. Okay, I came up with my plan. I'm gonna add a little bit of sugar to this. So that's about a tablespoon, thereabouts. And I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of flour. I'm gonna mix that together here. And I'm gonna add in about a half a cup of milk. And I'm gonna let this simmer really low and slow I have plenty of time here, so I'm just gonna let this simmer, and then I'm gonna come back to it. I think I need to add some black pepper. Okay, this is just a big experiment tonight. We're gonna see. Doing it in the skillet kind of makes me think of my sweet friend Jody. Hi Jody, if you're watching. She makes the best fried corn. She uses fresh corn, cuts it off, and gets a lot of that milk out of there by scraping the cob, I think is what she said. Oh my goodness, it is so good. She fries it up in a skillet. I don't feel like I've ever done that. Okay, this is really thick. I may need to thin it out a little bit more, but we'll see. I mean, what could go wrong? Cornbread stirred together and getting ready to go in the oven. I've showed cornbread on my channel so many times, but I can link a video below where I showed more detail. All right, here's what the pork looked like after it was ready to be shredded. I pulled this out of there, just shredded it all up and added some more barbecue. Look at the spread we had tonight. This was all so good. We thoroughly enjoyed it all. The potatoes were very flavorful and tasty. I made deviled eggs, cut up some fresh veggies, put out the cottage cheese. We really enjoyed the corn. It was very good. I would definitely make it again. Cooked up some green beans, of course the cornbread, and it just was a feast. Everyone enjoyed it. There was a little bit of leftovers, a little bit of the pork, maybe I think there was a couple pieces of cornbread and maybe a couple potatoes. That was about it. It was so, so good. Everybody enjoyed it.
There's a new day that will come again tomorrow. There's a new day to wash away the pain. There's a new day to take away your sorrow and the old ways get washed out.
Well, good morning everyone. As you can see, we are having roast for dinner tonight. This is actually a round steak. It is the last piece of beef besides ground beef. We still have plenty of ground beef, and we have 1 2-pack of T-bone steaks. But that is it. We are down to that, and we've got another cow that will be processed sometime or another. I'm not sure the date on that, but we are going to have this tonight. Roast, potatoes, carrots. I put some tomato in the bottom because I had one in my refrigerator and I just thought it was about half gone. So it's like, okay, let's put this in there. The last thing, I'm gonna go in with just a little bit of onion here. And this thing is gonna cook today. Sitting here on the countertop in my casserole style Crockpot. So I seasoned it up. I'm going to add just a little bit of water to the bottom. And then I think before serving it tonight, I will make a package of brown gravy and just pour over it. I'll get this all cooked down first and then I'll add that to it. So that's what we're having today. This was James' request. He can't go too long without having a roast. Okay, this is all done. Looks so good, smells so good. I'm gonna take some of the fat off the outside edge and drain off some of this liquid, and then we won't have to do that as far as like the fat goes, you know, when I serve it up. So I kind of like to do that ahead of time if I can. And I'm gonna continue on with dinner. I'm gonna show you what else I'm making.
Darling, you've got to keep holding on through the night, 'cause I promise you
I never make butter noodles like this. I don't know why it crossed my mind, but I thought, okay, butter noodles tonight. And that's exactly what it was. Egg noodles cooked up, seasoned, and put some butter in there. James went on and on and on. This is his plate. He wanted just plain bread with butter, the roast potatoes, carrots, and the buttered noodles. When I say he went on and on, he just loved it. He said this was just what I was wanting. It hit the spot. The noodles with it was really, really good. And so I have some cottage cheese and cucumbers with mine. You just can't beat a meal like this, roast potatoes, carrots. It just always hits the spot, and it certainly did this night. Take a look at this yummy lasagna. These next 3 meals I'm going to show you are in the easy peasy category. This is a frozen lasagna from Trader Joe's. It is delicious. We've had it a couple of times. What I love about it, it's not one of those big, huge ones. It's more like, I don't know, the exact size of the pan, but there's about 4 nice size slices in there. So if you're just 2 or 3 people, this is the size for you. And that's one thing I love about it so much. It is very, very delicious. Look how golden brown it bakes up. Of course, you just bake it in the oven according to the package directions. And then this is the Motor City brand frozen cheesy bread. I got this at Costco. It comes in a 2-pack. You just bake it in the oven right in this little container as well. So both of these are very convenient, and sometimes you need that. That was what we needed this night. This is James' plate. He's got some cheese and marinara for dipping sauce. I made us a salad. This is my plate here. This was so delicious. If you're wondering about either of those products, they are well worth buying. For a night that you need something quick, you can't go wrong. Now, this was a Saturday. I don't like to cook a whole lot on the weekends, if I'm honest. So we had a busy day, and so I just put on a couple cans of these Lux Pinto Beans. To me, these are the best canned pinto beans you can find. I'm so happy that I have now been able to find these here in Indiana. They used to carry them, and then they didn't, and now I found them. I'm so happy. So we had some leftover cornbread from the meal earlier that I showed you, and this was a perfect way to use up the cornbread. I just simmered these beans. I put a little scoop of bacon grease in there. That's what I showed you a few minutes ago, because I didn't put anything else in here really to season these as far as meat goes. So I just put a little scoop of bacon grease and some pepper and some garlic, I think is what I put in there. Scooped this over the cornbread, added on some chow chow and some diced onion. And this was a very easy, simple, no fuss Saturday evening meal. We love pinto beans and cornbread anytime. It's just always a favorite. Someone asked recently what chow chow was. It's basically just a relish of sorts. Maybe I think the idea was at the end of the garden season, anything that you had that maybe wasn't enough to do a whole big batch of canning, you could make a little relish out of it and can it. Oh, so delicious. And then this last one here, this was a night that I was on my own. James was doing something else that night and wasn't here, so I just made myself a real easy dinner, and this is a favorite of mine, and Henry loves this so much. He requests this a lot when he's here for lunch. So I call this like a pepperoni quesadilla or a pizza quesadilla. So basically you're just making a quesadilla, and the ingredients are cheese and pepperoni, no sauce. What I love is that queso in the yellow bag from Kroger. It melts so great for a quesadilla. And then I had some fresh mozzarella balls, just 2 or 3 of them left in the container. And I'm just using my fingers here to kind of squish those up and spread them out all over the tortilla. Cover this thing with pepperoni, and that's it. No sauce. It's just absolutely delicious, just like this. If you haven't made one of these, I encourage you to try it. And of course, this is a quick and easy dinner. It works great for lunch. You can have it for a snack. Eat it whenever you want it. There's that bag of cheese again. I like to put cheese on the top and the bottom, and that helps just kind of keep it all together. Well, that is the end of this video, you guys. I love and appreciate you guys so much. And you mean the world to me. I'm really enjoying the comments. I feel like I'm just getting to know people better and better with each comment you leave. And also the encouragement is invaluable. I just thank you so much. If you haven't yet subscribed, I'd love to have you around here. It's free. You just hit the subscribe button, and that way whenever I'm in the kitchen, you can be here with me. And if you liked this video, if you like What's for Dinner videos, give it a big thumbs up. All right, you guys, I will see you next time around. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.